They need a winger. They really need a winger.
I think they need a right winger more than they need a striker. From Man United's case, I'd probably target Sancho over Haaland.
Welcome back to the podcast. It's your three favourite people. We had a bit of a break over the last weekend because, it was international break. I have to tell you instantly, go subscribe. If you click the bottom, right hand corner of your screen, if you're watching on mobile, you can hit subscribe and a magic unicorn will give you a bar of gold. The whole bar. It's crazy. I know.
Not
Try
half.
it, believe me. No, the whole bar, Euan. I know.
Jesus.
I couldn't believe it myself when I hit the subscribe button when we first started. Speaking of which, can you believe that we've been doing this for over 6 months? It's like 7 months of the podcast now. We should have celebrated on episode 25, but to be honest, that really wasn't episode 25. We've had so many episodes that just haven't made it that I think we just got lost track. But happy late anniversary, guys. That's
Woohoo.
Cool. Yeah. So what's the sports stuff?
It's not such a happy celebration for you, though, is it?
Did anyone actually win? Sam's game was about to happen.
Yeah, we're probably going to lose. Everybody injured.
Yeah. I hope you don't.
At least we aren't going to get battered 5-2 by West Brom.
Chelsea are a dead team.
We're not. It's our first loss under Tuchel, but it was a bad loss.
Yes, and the old signs of the old Chelsea just came creaking through. How? Can I just tell a stat before we go into this? Callum Robinson has scored 5 goals this season. Mm-hmm. All 5 of them have come from playing against Chelsea. He's only scored against Chelsea.
It's our bogey club. It's just our bogey club.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Last time we won Champions League, though, we lost to West Brom.
Oh my God.
All right.
So, it's coming.
Speaking of the Champions League, I guess, how do you think this is going to affect your upcoming game against Porto? Because we're recording this on Monday night, so by the time it goes out, I think you will have played Porto already. But
it depends on when this goes out. If it goes out on Wednesday, we play on Wednesday. So
if we're efficient enough.
So
if we're quick enough,
we'll see.
We'll see.
But
what do you think though?
I'm not as confident. I'm hoping that it's all been sorted out. And I think a lot of it was to do with Tuchel thinking that he was in the Bundesliga or Liga 1. Yeah, Liga 1. And he thought, relegation side, it'd be easy. Let's just play whoever. And try and out-tactic West Brom, which you could do and kind of save energy in the other leagues. There was a quote from Ancelotti that I believe has played in all 5 top leagues, I think.
Yeah.
So
has he played in Ligue 1?
Yeah, Ancelotti has managed PSG, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Napoli, AC Milan, and Everton and Chelsea. So every top 5.
Yeah. So and the one thing that he said in that quote was something along the lines of the Premier League is so physically demanding. You can't just use your tactics and almost have a rested game and just try and out tactic teams.
There are no free results in the Premier League.
And guys, we have to remember, you cannot out tactic Big Sam. It just doesn't happen. Have you not seen how he's pulled up masterclasses against the elite of the elite? Jose Mourinho, out-tactic. Arsene Wenger has been out-tacticked. I don't know if he's ever actually beaten like a Man United side. I'm trying to think of last time I ever beat United in general.
I
don't know. But he's out tactically elite.
Yeah,
anyway,
I think.
Understand.
And the clown himself that I absolutely hate. I said I was going to leave the podcast if he didn't go. I didn't stick to my word. Jorginho, you Italian clown.
Italian clown.
You idiot. I don't.
He's poor.
Both Thiago Silva got a red card because of Jorginho. That's how I'm seeing it now.
Really?
Both of them were Jorginho bad passes. So the first one he had to take him down. The second one's a bit of I'm not too sure whether that is a second yellow. It definitely wouldn't have been a first yellow. It would have just been our free kick. But either way, it was a mistake again from Jorginho trying to pass it to Kovacic when he wasn't open. So 2 mistakes already. That's cost us a player. And then poor tactics from Tuchel. Playing 5 at the back when you're
complacency. basically.
It was just. I think Tuchel thought, we were doing all right before international break. We'll be all right.
And to be fair, I think you can't just purely pin it all on Chelsea being bad. I mean, West Brom, as much as I hate to say it, we're actually really good. I mean, Mateus Pereira is obviously too good to be in a relegation team, and he'll get when they get relegated, he'll get picked up in the summer, I'd imagine, and he'll.
Hey, you never know. There could be a great escape coming on here. You never know.
I don't know about that. If there's a team pulling off an escape, it's Fulham. Although they kind of collapsed against Villa.
Yeah, they were poor.
But yeah, I mean, credit to them, to be fair. Robinson, a couple of really nice finishes, and they deserve the win. So congrats.
In terms of Porto, going back to the question that was asked, I think the first game will be very tactical again. I think we might concede a goal. I'm just worried that we do a Liverpool, and once we've had a record broken, the floodgates open. But it's a big game of character now. Can we push back? And if we do, that's great. In both respects, we've won our first not our first. We've won the first leg of the Champions League, and Tuchel's shown that he can bounce back after a performance like that. If not, we're in the bin.
Yeah,
just leave us in there.
I mean, obviously we're gonna get on to our predictions for the Champions League games a little bit later, but I would still overall have quite a strong confidence in Chelsea being able to get past Porto. I mean, at full credit to Porto, they're a good team and they did amazingly to get past Juventus, but Juventus are not good. So
they're just not good.
Let's be honest. There's not a better team to have at the minute when you've had a loss that bad. I mean, could you imagine if you went and played PSG or Bayern or Man City next? Oh no,
you wouldn't want to go into that because you could lose that quite badly, and then the morale sinks further, and that could have a real domino effect. Whereas you could come up against Porto, and if you do win, then not only have you bounced back from a bad loss, you've also pretty much secured progression to the semi-finals of the Champions League, and that is a big morale booster. So I'd still have confidence. I mean, I like the Porto's manager. I think he's good, but there's only a good manager will only get you so far against a team like Chelsea. So I'd still be pretty confident despite this setback.
I can sense a Tarabat masterclass in this game. You're getting slapped up 3-0 the first half, get sent packing, and then you might try and make a comeback, but it won't happen. That's what I'm hoping for anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Champions League, anything could happen.
Yeah, certainly exactly. That's why we love it. That's why we love it.
Yeah, talking about a masterclass, Diogo Jota has scored again against Arsenal.
Oh my God, this is...
Not once, 2 times.
All right, thanks, June.
You're welcome, mate.
As well? Had the Arsenal shirt on, I was feeling it. I wore that Arsenal shirt. Football is back. We're goals, boys. I was goals. Goals is lit. I just wanted to bring that up real quick because me and Sam were doing a madness like Lamazia. I was like a live from rebound. Sam was Ricky Quick. We were running up, doing a little tiki taka 1-2. We'd made it all the way to the goal.
And then
he slotted it to me, and then I missed it off the goal. I hit against our friend Joel. He saved it the first time. It was like he could see us a goal. Hit it again, and he saved it again and caught it. I was absolutely gutted. But either way, I was wearing that shirt, and I was like, you know what? I'm feeling the luck. I'm going to redeem myself. I wore it to the Arsenal-Liverpool game. I thought, honestly, looking at how
all the way. It's a bit far.
It walked all the way there.
I went from the football to my living room. Yeah, it was honestly, I was thinking that because of Liverpool's form pre-international break, we were going to be calm. They'd been poor. Although that said, their away form wasn't bad. It was all about their home form that was poor. So I was thinking about it. That said, again though, last season we beat them at home, which funny enough, I don't know guys if you know this, but obviously they were on an unbeaten run all the way up until Watford. If they had kept their unbeaten run all the way up until the game we played them at home at the Emirates, that would have been the game where they would have, it was either match or beat our unbeaten run, like our 49 game unbeaten run. So
it didn't happen anyways.
It didn't happen, so it was fine. But I was feeling confident.
But
we didn't even get sniff. Honestly, it was so poor. We had 5 touches in their opposition's box that whole game.
Wow.
Target.
I think
it was.
I think the international break was of a pretty strong benefit to Liverpool. Just to cool down, relax, sort yourselves out over this 3 weeks, particularly with, a lot of their players didn't travel for international games. I mean, Trent Alexander-Arnold being left out was a point of controversy. And he definitely showed up Gareth Southgate in this game. He was pretty outstanding. And obviously Jota off the bench, showing how important he's already become. He's been out with a few months with injury. That's kind of coincided with their terrible form. And now he's back. And maybe Liverpool.
Wow, the minute Jota came on, because I was worried about Jota the most. I wasn't worried about Mane as much. Especially because Callum Chambers is a more defence-minded fullback. He's not even really a fullback. He's a centre-back / CDM who just plays in fullback right now. So I wasn't really worried about Mane. Plus his form wasn't great. I was really worried about Jota starting. When he didn't start, I was hopeful, and it was showed. The minute he came on, I think he scored fairly early on. From when
I think it was 61st minute he came on, 64th minute he scored.
Yeah. So, it was quite clear that he was going to make a difference, and he is the difference maker in that team. And it was quite weird. Like, I mean, I know he was good at Wolves last season, but he's exploded since he's been at Liverpool. Maybe
I think
the people who's got around him.
I think a lot of Wolves fans who watched him game in, game out could have predicted that under a world-class manager like Jurgen Klopp, this is what was going to happen. Because at Wolves, he always had so much talent and so much ability, and on his good days, he was comfortably our best player and one of the most dangerous attackers in the league. But he was really inconsistent, and he struggled with injuries as well. He would go on just such long runs of nothing performances. And it seems that Klopp has very quickly figured out a way to stop that from happening. Game in, game out, he's having big impact. And I mean, a lot of people, I know a lot of Liverpool fans, whenever he plays well, are like, I bet you guys are fuming that you let him go 45 million. But I'm not really, because he wouldn't. Business. It's a bargain from Liverpool's perspective, but I don't think we ever would have got more than that for him. No. I don't think he ever would have reached these levels at Wolves. So it's kind of a win-win at the end of the day. Yeah. Even towards the end of his time at Wolves, he wasn't even a guaranteed starter. So 45 million for a kind of almost rotation forward from our perspective. We got a great deal from that, and Pedro Neto has come on leaps and bounds and has replaced him pretty effectively. Would we be doing any better this season with Jota in the team? I don't think so. So I'm just happy to see him doing well.
Yeah, I mean, bringing it back to Arsenal, it's another loss. It's another 3 points away from top 4.
Also, we were out. That was the game, wasn't it? Really, if we won that, would have been closer to them, like a point behind them if we'd won that game.
I mean, you're starting to look at the point where your only hope for Europe is Europa League. And I just want to talk about how important this is.
Oh my God.
Because I don't think people have quite clocked how important this actually is for a top 6, or a big 6. We'll talk about top teams later on in the podcast. But in terms of a big 6 club, not getting in Europe, slowly declining. I mean, don't get me wrong, they could have a season out and refresh, but Arsenal are slowly declining, and if they don't get into Europe, is that the point of no return?
Okay, all right. Let me just put this out there, because a lot of people have said this before about other clubs, and I just want to put examples out, because Liverpool have done exactly the same thing. Where I think it was the first season Klopp came in. The second season they were out of any European football. They were out of Europe, and they finished 7th. So you can bounce back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't think people give credit, and a lot of people don't clock just because of the performances that Arteta has actually made some improvements. Defensively, we've been better than Wenger's last season and Emery's seasons. He steadied the ship defensively, because God knows that back. You guys remember how we were getting clowned on defensively. Do you remember Stuffy? Oh my days, the meme compilations of Mustafi doing those terrible dives, and obviously he's identified the targets we need. You know, signing the likes of Pablo Mari and Gabriel to sort of fix our defense, and it's really helped, and David Luiz. And you know, the attack has kind of lacked, but he also brought in Thomas Partey who can help in the midfield, and he's got a defensive mind on him.
Yeah, and Odegaard, bring Brian in January has had a great impact.
You can't deny it.
But do you keep him if you don't go out of Europe?
No,
can you pull him?
That is the thing, isn't it? Really, because at this point, what's funny is there is no. It's literally Champions League or bust. There's no Europa League now. We're not going to get in that spot. I don't really think. I think if we beat Chelsea, Liverpool, there we go, got it in the end. If we'd beaten Liverpool the other day, we could have been in a shout for maybe getting Europa League, maybe Champions League. But let's be honest, no, that's not happening. But now it is really, we're going to finish between 7th and 9th, maybe 10th, and we need to beat Slavia Praha on Thursday, and that is it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're definitely favourites to go to the final.
I can see that.
I mean, who else is up there in the favourites? You got Man United.
You have to understand, United, Ajax are also there.
I mean, your side of the draw, I'm pretty sure is quite a. I don't know the exact ones.
We've got Slavia Praha, and then you've got Villarreal, Villarreal.
Yeah.
And
imagine that Unai Emery derby.
I would actually love to see that game, but that team is actually
playing
really
pretty well.
scary.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine though? Like this could either be the worst thing for you playing Unai Emery, or the best thing, because you could go play Unai Emery, lose. That's got to be one of the worst things. Almost going back to when you lost against Chelsea in the Europa League.
That'd be so embarrassing.
Right. Yeah. If you go to the final still, and you lose again, there's two things.
So
like you
get crowned on. I think the problem with this is Arteta is, I rate Arteta as a manager, but there's a few things that are just sus. Do you know what I mean? Like some of these things just aren't. I'm not with like the Lacazette Aubameyang thing. Like Aubameyang, at this point, right? He's not a winger anymore. He could do it earlier in his career at Arsenal when he was a bit younger, but now that's not his position. He's a striker. You can't play him on that wing, especially. There's no creativity behind him. Like him being on the same side as Tierney just doesn't work, because Tierney's going to overlap him and cut back, and he's just not there. You can't play both Lacazette and Aubameyang together. Martinelli isn't playing when he should be. Pepe, he was good until Liverpool. I don't know what happened in Liverpool. We've only got one left back. We should have signed a left back in January. We didn't do it. We were looking at Bertrand. We might still get him on a free transfer. There's just a few decisions that I just don't rock with. Like Ceballos was poor. I'd rather have Neni in that team over Ceballos. You should have seen him. The guy is a spinning top. Every time he gets the ball, it's like you can just calculate when he should release a ball, and then you just wait 2 more seconds and then he'll release it every time. It's so late. He slows down play all the time.
Jorginho 2.5.
He feels like it. It feels like a second Jorginho. Whenever it's Jorginho, just slowing down the play. You could have the most. Imagine him a prime winger ball. Imagine him in the what is it? Was it Norwich where we scored that class team goal? Imagine that you're doing the little flick passes, pow pow, ping pinball football, and Ceballos like, hang on, okay, you make the. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna try to. Could you imagine? We would never get anywhere. Now, don't get me wrong. Ceballos had great performances, but that was nothing. Yeah, that was. Oh god.
I think certainly some of the issues are kind of inexperience on Arteta's part. I think, because he's only been a manager for a year and a bit now.
Well, a year and a bit, a couple of months.
So like, there's a lot of teething problems he's going to have, and I imagine dealing with an issue like Lacazette and Aubameyang is something that it'll take him a little time to work out. But
which they don't have with them. They don't have time to sort it out with those two, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting on. But do they sell both of them in the summer, Jacob? Would you sell both of them in the summer?
Who'd you play at top then after that, though?
At this point, right, I thought that's a lot. I 100% sell Lacazette, because it's a move that needs to show that we mean business, because Lacazette isn't a bad striker. When he plays, a lot of the time he's still good. And if he went to somewhere like La Liga or France, he'd be as good as he was when he was at Lyon. He's got a year left on his deal, and there's people that are waiting in the wings to take his place. If you sign Balogun a new contract, you get him up. If Martinelli's paying us centre forward in training, get him up. I sell Lacazette.
But-
Aubameyang being an understudy, I think.
But the thing is, with selling players like that, at the end of the day, they are world class. Whether they're playing at that, they can get to that level.
Yeah.
You can't sign a world class player if you're not in Europe at all. Realistically, I mean, this. I mean, I hope this doesn't happen. But sell Lacazette, don't get Europe. Sign Tammy Abraham.
I mean,
I love
yeah,
Tammy Abraham.
I'm
to be
pretty
fair.
sure.
That's the kind
I
of
could
thing
be wrong.
that you need to
come to
do
Arsenal.
when you're in that
Yeah.
situation. Like,
Yeah.
you need to make moves on these guys who are either like who have not quite made it at top clubs, like for example Tammy Abraham, or someone who's a little less known, who the top clubs are not necessarily willing to take a risk on. Someone like Patson Daka from Salzburg, who's killing it this season.
Border.
Yeah, I mean, this could be completely incorrect, but for some reason I have this feeling that I'm pretty sure Tammy Abraham is an Arsenal fan.
I mean, everyone who
know.
didn't make it into the academy isn't. Like, all your Chelsea fans secretly are Arsenal fans, aren't they? Like, they just don't want to admit it. So, I mean, it's okay, Euan. Yeah, they are.
But
you come.
Let's move away from Arsenal in the Europa League and let's go towards the Champions League, which is the better competition. And our Champions League draws.
Yes.
This is being recorded on Monday night. And will probably go out Wednesday night, maybe Thursday. So some of the results.
It's possible Thursday. We're hoping to get it out Wednesday before the Champions League games on Wednesday. Either way,
if not,
Tuesday Champions League games will definitely have happened by the time this goes out.
So you'll already know whether we're right or not. We won't. So let's shoot into this then. So the first leg, first game is Man City v Dortmund. City are at home.
Okay.
What are we saying?
Dortmund are getting smacked. They're getting smacked. I'm really sorry, but I rewatched the Frankfurt game the other day.
Yeah.
Saturday? They got beat 2-1 by Frankfurt. I don't remember. Frankfurt are a decent team.
Yeah.
Especially when they got Jovic in on loan. But you're also Borussia Dortmund, and you've got I think they had Reina, Sancho, and Haaland. I think Sancho's back now. I think Reina, Sancho, Haaland is like front three. And they managed to muster one goal. They played Delaney in Cam. Now, I know he scored a banger in training. I saw it on 4-3-3. Yeah. But he's not Cam, is he? He's playing CDM. So,
yeah, he's not the kind of guy you rely on to be creating a vast amount of chances.
Exactly. No. So, especially how deadly City are, I cannot see any way Dortmund are going to win this. They might score a few goals, so I'm just going to say 3-1.
I'm definitely seeing this being a fun game to watch. This
100%.
is going to be one that I will watch because there's going to be goals. There are two teams with really great attacks and some of the most exciting attackers in the world. And, you never know, maybe it'll be the game that Erling Haaland proves to Man City that they need to sign him or something like that. Because if anyone can break through this like absurdly good City defence, it's Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
But their defence is just awful.
So bad. This is so bad.
It's like,
I mean, they have
good defenders.
He's getting on a bit though, isn't he?
Hummels is getting a bit on, but he's still a quality defender, and he's still got the ability that he always had. And you've got the likes of Akanji, who's a really talented defender, but they're just terrible defensively. There's so many mistakes, so many like positional errors, and then just stupid things that just come out of nowhere. And Man City are gonna tear them apart. I'm gonna say 4-1 to Man City.
Ooh.
I mean, you're not gonna believe this, but I did actually type this up before you said 3-1, Jacob, and I also said 3-1. So yeah, I mean, I can see Haaland breaking through at least once, but the Dortmund defense is it's on ropes.
It'll be also interesting to see Sancho come up against his former club, and maybe he can do something. But they'll get a goal maybe.
And to be fair, if Benjamin Mendy plays, he's gonna absolutely terrorize Benjamin Mendy, and I'm here for that. That'd be really funny. Because Sancho's dribbling and Mendy's lack of any sort of defensive prowess is a recipe for absolute entertainment. I'm already ordering a 6-pack of popcorn for this game. What's the next game?
The next game is Real Madrid versus Liverpool. Madrid are at home.
Oh, this is a tough one to call.
Revenge coming back. Salah just is going to see Ramos in the tunnel.
This is something that I saw on Twitter a couple of days ago. Ramos is injured, so he's not going to be playing. And like, I wouldn't honestly like if he's just pulled out of the game because he's terrified of Liverpool fans rushing onto the pitch and murdering him. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I think this is the tightest of all the.
How long was he out for?
Ties. I have no idea. He's been injured like constantly throughout the season. Ramos, his age is catching up with him. But the thing is, he's still like when he plays, he's still one of the best defenders in the world, and he's so important to them defensively.
Yeah, I mean, I hate him, but he's a good defender.
Yeah. So without him in the team, there's definitely like opportunities for Liverpool to attack and score some goals. Yeah. And if Jota's back, he's in form. If Salah can always just pluck something out of nothing and score an absolute screamer. I'm sure he'd love to get his revenge against Real Madrid. So but then Real Madrid they're in good form and they just always seem to perform better in the Champions League. And Benzema is having another great season. But other than that, their attack has been pretty disappointing.
This is dead. Is Rodrigo back yet? When is he back?
I don't know.
For the sake of it, actually make a prediction and I'll say what I want to say. Go on.
I'm going to say 2-1 Liverpool.
Now, for the sake of me desperately wanting Zidane to keep his job so that he might entertain selling his Odegaard, I feel like we should just pretend to buy Dennis Ceballos and then send him back in an Odegaard shirt and they won't tell the difference. Because that would work. For the sake of it, I really want Real Madrid to win. I want Zidane to keep his job. I will say 3-1. No. 2-1 to Real Madrid.
2-1 Madrid. Once again, I've gone for the same with Gollings.
Look at this copycat here.
Thing is, I've actually typed all of mine in first.
Yeah, of course you did.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it actually finishes 1-1.
It could go. In fact, so many ways.
We never talk about draws.
You know what? I'm going to say it's 1-1.
There you go.
Madrid are at home. Home advantage. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean,
1-1.
like I could see it go. I could see it being 0-0. I could see it being 3-3, 4-0 to either team. Like it could honestly go either way. It just depends on which version of each team comes out on the pitch.
The worst bit about this is all those predictions we've just made. When you are watching this, you already know what it is.
You already know.
So we're contemplating on it.
Lemons on this show. Oh my god.
Watch it be like Dortmund smash City 5-0, just laughing at us.
Edison just kicks the ball into Haaland's face and he scores a hat trick.
Yeah.
I need to see the odds on that because that's perfectly doable with football. You know.
Yeah. But going on to the next one, the big game, last year's final rematch.
This is going to be another great game, I think.
Bayern versus PSG. Bayern are at home.
Yeah.
Well, from what I'm guessing, I assume there's no middle ground with those teams, but it could be.
I think
I'm saying they're home, but they've got the home leg. Whether it's actually at their home stadium, I don't know.
I don't know. There's been some problems in France recently, haven't there? I don't know. So anyway, I think there's a couple of like injury issues that could be crucial to this tie. For one thing, Neymar is back. He's spent a long time out. Neymar is apparently fit and ready to play this game. And Lewandowski is not. Lewandowski is going to be out for about a month. So he's probably going to miss both legs. And without him, I'm really unconvinced actually by Bayern Munich. They rely on him so much in attack. And the defense is shaky. It's really not great.
Yeah, theirs isn't too great either. The thing is with that is, I see what you mean about them being reliant on Lewandowski, but when I'm thinking about it, like he didn't score in Champions League final,
No.
Or the semi-final? Did he score in the
I can't remember if they played in the semi-final.
I don't think he scored.
Yeah.
But I mean, either way, the wing play, they've still got some absolute balls on the wing. I don't know who plays up front for them instead of Lewandowski.
I mean, you could put Muller up front. You could put Eric Choupo-Moting up front.
Yeah, Choupo-Moting.
Oh, could you imagine?
He scores.
91st minute, Choupo-Moting scores a tap in. The scenes.
Added time hat trick. Comes on the 89th minute.
It could also be Jamal Musiala, which he's. I don't know. He's played up front this season.
I know, but against PSG, I wouldn't do it. What I would do is I would say you have Muller as like a centre forward, like Liverpool. Muller centre forward, just playmaking for like Sane, Gnabry, or who else can play there? Coman, Sane, or something like that. Because Coman's a baller. So is Sane. Gnabry, it's not been his best season, but he's still been pretty good. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously not going to be bad in attack, even without Lewandowski. They have so many of the world's best attackers. But it's like, when you lose a player like Lewandowski, who's so important to them, it's going to have a big impact. And so I could see PSG sneaking this, the first leg at least. I'm going to say 3-2 PSG. I reckon it's going to be.
I've had enough. I've actually had enough. I've had enough. I've said.
No way.
Drop my laptop. I've said 3-2 PSG. I was going to say it before just to stop, but no, I genuinely have said 3-2. No one's going to believe me here. I've just copied.
No, I thought you're making this up. Oh God, I think you are still.
But yeah, no, I said 3-2 PSG as well.
You both said 3-2 PSG. Honestly, I just don't see Bayern falling to him. I think I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 3-2 the way around, actually.
Wow.
I think they will. I think they'll score goals. I don't think people will clap.
This could be the worst prediction. Like, this could be so
this
far
could backfire terribly.
No one has any idea what's going to happen here, really. It's going to be a great game.
It's a great thing about the Champions League. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you get to the quarterfinals, anyone can win it.
Yeah.
But on to the most important game.
Oh my God.
That actually isn't at either of Porto or Chelsea Stadium.
Where is it being played?
Both legs, I think, are playing at Sevilla.
Oh my, it's Middlesbrough.
Sevilla.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So there's no home advantage.
Yeah.
Which could play a big part.
Yeah. Although not so much with empty stadiums anyway, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to throw mine in first, just so you know which one it is. I'm saying, I almost put 2-1 Porto then, 2-1 Chelsea.
Right. Okay. I think it could actually be a pretty boring game.
I was genuinely thinking that. I'm thinking it's going to be a dead game. I don't see many goals.
I'm going to go for 1-0 Chelsea.
I'm going to say 1-1. And Werner to miss an absolute sitter if he starts.
It happens every game. You can just bank on it.
It's not exactly a bet or
like
guess anymore.
74th minute winner, right? And Werner's going to miss a sitter.
So wait, what did you say, Jacob? Sorry,
it's going to be 1-1, and the 74th minute there's going to be a winner, and Werner's going to miss. And it's going to finish 1-1.
I just don't think that we're going to be able to keep a clean sheet after what we've just happened at West Brom. But I think our attack could.
Tarabat
could
score, I think, as well.
Yeah, but
great in Champions League.
Just to make sure I've got all these right and just to go over them all. I'll name all mine then, or Jacob's then, or yours, Sam. Yeah. So first game, Madrid-Liverpool, I've said 1-1. City, Dortmund, I've said 3-1 City. Bayern v PSG, I said 3-2 PSG. Porto-Chelsea, I said 2-1 Chelsea. Jacob, Madrid-Liverpool, you said 2-1 Madrid. City Dortmund, you said 3-1 City. Bayern PSG, you said 3-2 Bayern.
Bayern, yeah.
And then Porto Chelsea 1-1. Sam, you said Madrid Liverpool 2-1 Liverpool. City Dortmund 4-1 City. Bayern PSG 3-2 PSG, and Porto Chelsea 1-0 Chelsea.
Yeah.
There are our predictions that I'm going to guess that only 3 out of those altogether are going to be correct.
If I get any
that's
points,
just results.
To be honest. if I get any of the scores right, I'm psychic.
I think if if any of our predictions for the Bayern PSG game are right, then like whoever got it right can.
I mean, there's only
claim to be
two.
a footballing genius.
There's only two.
Yeah.
Did it too? What?
Well, if it's
Predictions.
3-2 either way, then we're just geniuses.
So, on the topic of Champions League teams, one that is in it at the minute is Dortmund, and they have obviously the superstar Haaland. That might not be in the Champions League next year, which means he could potentially be going.
I think he'll go this summer.
And
it's looking more and more likely, isn't it? Because he is still performing at the highest level possible, really, in the Bundesliga. Something like 20 goals in 20 games. But yeah, Dortmund, they're struggling more and more. At the moment, they don't have a manager. They do have a manager locked in for next season, but at the moment, under their caretaker manager, Edin Terzic, they are just not particularly convincing. And they're not in the Champions League places right now. They're behind Wolfsburg, and they're behind Eintracht Frankfurt.
Is it 7 points? I think they're behind.
Yeah, something like that.
It's
so
quite a big gap.
Yeah, it's very concerning, and I would actually be surprised if Haaland stays this summer.
Yeah, I mean, going through, because we've had a break, an international break, and it's somehow turned into silly season with Haaland.
Well, what else are we supposed to talk about? No one cares about international football.
Exactly. But it's Raiola? Yeah, Raiola and Haaland's father have been over to... is it Alfie?
Yeah, Alfie Haaland. His name.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, how have you got Alfie and then you name your son Erling? It's a bit... but yeah, they've been over to the Spanish clubs, and there's 4 more clubs that he needs to go and meet with. I don't know whether it has been said that they are all Premier League clubs.
He's coming to Arsenal first, isn't he?
I think everyone presumes it is, but I mean, I'm pretty sure Juve and PSG at one point were showing interest.
Yeah, I mean, I would very much doubt Juventus would make a move. Obviously, they've got Ronaldo at the club. Financially, they're not in the best situation right now, and as for PSG, I mean, PSG are always in the race because they're PSG, but their attack right now is pretty stacked.
Oh, could you imagine Mbappe?
And they might get Messi as well.
I mean, if they're trying to get Messi, then they aren't going to get Haaland as well. Barcelona, not in a million years. Oh, that'd be disgusting.
Oh
Barcelona, not in a million years, are signing Haaland this summer. Real Madrid, probably not as well. Again, financially.
If they sent us Odegaard, then you got him. Do the right things are done.
But then if they sell you Odegaard, maybe Odegaard, rings up his boy Erling. Is like, yo, come to the Emirates.
Listen. This is what I'm saying because as well, Harden has said this that he first of all, right? Because if you look at any odd, Arsenal are in the race somewhere. It sounds ridiculous, but because
it's only because of Odegaard. That's the only reason.
It's Odegaard, and because we can get Champions League for Europa League. Okay, so put it this way, right? Because Erling said he wants to play with Odegaard at club level. He said at Real Madrid that he would come to Real Madrid, especially if they kept Odegaard. Now they can't do both. They can't have both players. It's just physically impossible. The money says no. The bank accounts say no. The accountants can't do any fancy footwork.
No.
Do you know what I mean? No. You get me? That's what I'm saying. Odegaard stays, we give them the cash, and then we finesse them again by getting Champions League and keeping Haaland. That's how it is. He's the replacement. He's the answer. Genesis.
But back to reality with the clubs that could potentially sign him in the summer. We've got one which is Man City. We've got the other Manchester club, Man United. You got Liverpool and Chelsea, which currently Liverpool could be ruled out because of Champions League football.
Yeah. And I mean, I could see them going for an attacker this summer, but I don't know if they're going to splash out all the money on Erling Haaland. They tend to like to be a little more conservative with their spending than some of the other clubs. You look at the prices that they paid for their front three. I mean, Salah was 38, Mane about 30, and then Firmino, I don't know how much Firmino is, but it certainly wasn't more than 30. So Jota is actually the most expensive of their attack. So
wow, really?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to go out and spend over 100 million on Erling Haaland. So I'd probably rule Liverpool out of the race.
I think United are the biggest shout. I mean, believe it or not, not Odegaard, Haaland and Solskjaer. I mean, he managed him before at Molde.
Yeah.
So he knows him. Obviously, they will speak Norwegian. So they got that green chemistry link or something. I don't know. But I could see him going to United. United have got the money. They're always stacked.
They didn't pay that much. Didn't want to pay that much for Sancho. Is that just because they didn't think it was that?
I mean, they could have spent it, but they were being stupid, and they could have actually done it.
I kind of think that the Sancho thing was more because Man United have developed this reputation over the years of being willing to overspend massively on players, particularly after they signed Maguire for 85 million. So clubs kind of got in their heads that, we can just demand whatever we want and they'll pay it. And so I think the Sancho thing was kind of them trying to, break that reputation. I think if they generally really will, I think they had the money to buy Sancho for that amount. And I think they have the money to buy Haaland. They need an attacker this summer, at least.
Yeah, but I mean, if you go Haaland, that's Greenwood pretty much out the window.
Yeah, it's true.
He's a striker.
Is it though? Because Greenwood plays on the right. He didn't even play up front for them.
Yeah, but he's a natural striker.
I see Greenwood's future as a striker. He doesn't look particularly comfortable on the wing. He's just kind of been forced out there.
Like they do with Rashford. They need a winger. They really need a winger.
I think they need a right winger more than they need a striker. From Man United's case, I'd probably target Sancho over Haaland.
Yeah, which I think that's what Ollie has came out and said that they'd want to pay for Haaland, but he's not the most important position that they need at the minute because they need a centre back that can partner Maguire at the minute. Yeah. They need wingers.
They need a DM. I think.
Pogba goes. They need.
Fred is a dead baller. I think Pogba's leaving.
I think DM is actually the most important position for them because at the moment they don't have that one elite defensive midfielder who can cover their midfield. They don't have someone like an Ndidi who can allow the other midfielder to kind of be released. So they have to play like McTominay and Fred or Fred and Matic to jointly cover the defensive work that needs to be done. You get in a proper elite DM and then you can play like Pogba or Van der Beek next to them and suddenly you've got a lot more attacking.
Who's out there now with CDM? I can't think of
there is quite a few.
I said
maybe.
I said Ndidi, and I think Ndidi would be hella expensive. That's the problem, and Leicester know that they can get a lot of money out of United.
200 mil, slap it on the table.
I don't know if United would. I don't know if United would be willing to go to Leicester again and spend so much money after everything that's gone on with Maguire. Camavinga's a shout, I think.
There is quite a few CDM youngsters.
He's just on a new contract, doesn't he? He's got a long time left in his contract.
But he won't stay at Rennes that much longer.
I feel like he's just there and develop though. He might need some more time.
I think the thing with Camavinga is he could still turn into anything. Like his numbers in like an offensive sense, his dribbling and his passing are good, and his defensive numbers are good this season, and last season his defensive numbers were ridiculous. So he could actually still be anything. So maybe it would benefit him to stay in France a little longer, properly work out what kind of player he's going to be.
But moving on from Manchester, I don't want to dwell on them for too long. Manchester City is another shout that was massive, but has recently been shut down because of Pep. Which could be playing the mind games,
right? When you deep it right, City have been at their best this season when De Bruyne was playing as like a centre forward, like that formation of centre forward De Bruyne and then two inside wingers of like Mahrez and Sterling was mad. So they might not even need him. I mean, Jesus has been okay.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing around it at the minute is Pep's came out and said every club's been hit financially this year, even us. We can't afford to get a big signing striker this season. I think that's a load of rubbish, personally.
Yeah.
But the other thing that is also has been popping up quite a lot is Raiola and Pep do not have a good So, and I'm pretty sure he has said he won't ever do anything. What's the right word? Won't ever do any negotiations. Business. There you go.
It stems from I think 2010 when Raiola managed to work out a swap deal between Ibrahimovic, who was at Inter Milan, and Samuel Eto'o, who was at Pep's Barcelona. So Ibrahimovic went to Barcelona, Eto'o went to Inter Milan. I think Raiola pissed off Pep during those negotiations, and that season, Eto'o with Inter Milan went on to win the treble. So, ever since then, I don't think Pep trusts Raiola at all.
That takes them almost down a peg or two in terms of everyone thought they was going to go to Man City, which then brings in another club, the best club.
Okay,
it's just Chelsea. But the things that's spiraling around Chelsea, there's nothing bad in terms of apart from the fake news that Chelsea could never ever get Haaland from a German newspaper, in which also they stated that Mason Mount wanted to leave Chelsea because Havertz had just came in, which Mount's father came in and just said that's a load of rubbish. What you're talking about, get lost. Which has seemed to once again be fake news that Haaland and Raiola is going to be speaking to Chelsea.
The problem with this is that Haaland you guys haven't got Champions League yet, and it's not set in stone. You do look like you're going to get it, but that fourth spot is looking pretty juicy.
Oh yeah,
for a lot of different clubs.
But the whole thing was Roman Abramovich turned around or has supposedly spoken to Tuchel and has said, if you get top four, I can guarantee you Haaland. Which is for someone to say to guarantee, that's a bit.
Can't guarantee Haaland.
Which also could that one statement there could have worked completely against us, and Haaland could go, "Well, you say you're going to guarantee me, I ain't going anymore."
So but the thing is, as well, obviously you guys have got a lot of strikers. That would be your fourth striker.
Giroud's going.
Giroud's going to leave, isn't he? And
Giroud's going.
If you sign Haaland, Abraham is out the door.
Well, he's already said that he's waiting.
He will leave.
Well, he's already. So we're trying to have contract talks with him, and he's refusing at the minute.
Yeah, understandably.
Which is fair enough.
It's a suicide contract, that is. If you sign that, that's just.
I can see him going, and I think I can see him going for quite a lot of money actually, due to the fact that he's still produced quite a lot of numbers in the Prem.
Yeah,
in terms of goals and his English.
Either he could get picked up by a top team and be a really great rotation striker, or he could get picked up by kind of an upper mid-table team like Everton, not necessarily Everton because they have Calvert-Lewin, but a team like that could go and pick him up feasibly, and he would, I'm sure he would score bags of goals. So, yeah, I can't imagine there be any lack of interest in him.
But yeah, that's pretty much all the news that's came out about Haaland. But on the topic of a big team,
many big teams.
Top four. Our big discussion is what is the top four, or who are in the top four. But we're not talking about the big four with the money.
Yeah,
purely based on the last 10 years.
Yeah, last 10 years or so. Who are like the Premier League's top four teams over the last 10 years?
Listen to me, because we all know where the debate is going to go at this point. Because if we're going last 10 years, the debate is, do Arsenal still get in? I just want to plead my case, right? Preemptively get through this part before it's too late. Because the joke was that since the dawn of time, that we always will somehow finish fourth, right?
Yeah.
It's only been, 3 or 4 years? I think 2016, 15, 16, I think was the last season when we finished in top four. And then 16, 17 was when we finished outside of the top four. But Champions League that season. So, I can understand why some people would say that we don't count anymore, but in the last 10 years, right?
I think the problem there is, you might have finished fourth, which is just on the edge, right? And I think you finished second. One of the seasons in the Leicester year, which is a written off year anyway.
Yeah.
But other than that, you've got so many. When I'm talking about top four, I'm thinking of the teams that have actually won the Premier League in those last 10 years as well, because they've got to be a shout. And if you're looking at that, they've got to be above Arsenal because they've won it.
Yeah, we've already said we're writing off that Leicester one, so we don't even like count that Leicester team as the team
I mean,
won it. Like
Leicester's not in my top 4 personally. I'm
Yeah,
at the bottom
I
of it.
think just on the subject of Leicester briefly, I guess get this out of the way. You could argue that over the last 2 years, they've kind of made that argument to properly break into the top 6 better than any other club has done for a long time. But other than that, they've only actually finished in the top 4 of the Premier League once.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking top 6, I think they'd have.
If
you're
you're talking top 6, there's a more of an argument there, particularly as they have won the Premier League. But top 4, there's just not enough there. This season, it looks like they're going to finish top 4. They didn't quite manage it last season. Other than that, other than the league win, there's not actually enough there for that argument. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to list out mine.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to try and list it out in order, actually, and see where we go with that.
Shall we say your 4th, and then I suppose
so
talk about that.
Let me work it downwards now. I'm going to say Man United in 4th.
Okay.
Because I don't think...
I was thinking about United because, you have to think about when did Sir Alex Ferguson retire? Because that's when they
2013 was the last time they won the league, and that was Alex Ferguson's last season.
There's only like 2 seasons of them. Or wait, they finished top 4 from that season after when
2013.
Moise.
They won 2013. 12-13 they won the league. 11-12 they came second to Man City. 10-11 they won the league. And then Moyes came in. I think they finished 7th.
Yeah, they did really poor in the Moyes.
And then since they only finished in the top 4, I think it took them until Jose Mourinho to finish in the top 4 again.
Finished second, didn't they?
Yeah,
a dead team. So I can understand why you'd put them there. To be fair, their form hasn't been the best. So yeah, I can agree with that. I don't like where this is going though, because he's put United 4th.
For me, 4th place is pretty much between Arsenal and Man United. Although actually, Spurs.
No,
where do you
Can we not have them in this conversation?
Don't even go there. Do not even entertain.
You have to say if we mention Leicester, you have to mention Spurs.
No,
you don't. Leicester won the league.
We're not even mentioning Leicester.
No, we did mention Leicester.
We mentioned Leicester.
I'm not saying Spurs are going in 4th. I'm just considering.
No, we don't let us.
They've finished.
Scum.
They have. Where did they finish? Where's their highest finish? I think it's 3rd, isn't it? And top 4, 3 seasons in a row, 4 seasons in a row. I don't know. Arsenal have done it. Arsenal done it more. Over the course of the decade.
We literally got 4. I think we got 4th like 6 times in a row or something like that.
Yeah, something like in the. Yeah, Arsenal were more consistent over the course of the whole last 10 years. So I'll go for Arsenal.
My club that. And I certainly, of course, had to go for Arsenal. The 4th place Masters, Arsene Wenger doing... I don't think people understand how good of a manager Wenger was because the people we had, some of these players, do you know who Marwan Shamak is, Euan? You don't even know who that Don is.
Football wouldn't be what it's like now without Wenger. He did change Premier League football.
He did it with
massively.
some of the most B team players. None of these players are like
just the way he treated players in terms of what they ate, how sleep arrangements before games, the whole science behind football.
He revolutionised the role of manager.
So I mean, I can understand that, but
we get it. We love Wenger, but I think so.
So move on to the top.
If you want.
Move on to the top 3 now. I think at least the teams who are in the top 3 are pretty indisputable. The question is in what order. I think I'm in 3rd place for me. I'm going to put Liverpool because although the last 3 seasons, I think it is, they've been right up there with the best teams in Europe. Before that, they were pretty inconsistent.
Yeah,
they had some great seasons. They had great season under Brendan Rodgers where they just about bottled the league title, but some terrible seasons in there as well.
I mean, I think if it wasn't for the last couple of years, I don't.
Yeah, they wouldn't be in. They wouldn't be in here if it wasn't for the last 2 or 3 seasons on the clock.
But just because of the last 2 or 3 seasons, I've put them in 3rd as well.
Yeah.
There's not really much else to add on there. They've just had an incredible recent form. So,
I'm sure Klopp will count it among his greatest achievements that his last 3 seasons as Liverpool's manager has elevated him into the Active Podcast's top 4 clubs of the last 10 years.
Get him a little trophy.
So Jacob, who have you gone for in third?
So I actually also went for Liverpool, just literally for the same reasons. You know, although they're inconsistent to begin with, Klopp has steadied the ship, and obviously they've got a league title in that time. So you have to put them there.
It's they've won the same amount of league titles as Leicester, but of more they've also had another 2 title challenges in there, plus finished in the top 4 at various points throughout. So
and I mean, one of those was really like the points they got. They should have won it.
They should have won the league in 13-14.
Yeah. So, but onto number 2.
Here's the debate then. First and second.
I want to hear you guys first, because it depends on what you say. I might change it.
The thing is, I think, certain people wouldn't see it as debate. So
okay,
would.
all right. So I'm struggling with it because the more I think about City, ever since the money came in, they have been hitting top 4 every season.
Pretty much.
So I'm thinking of putting City first and Chelsea second, only because City were consistently first, second, and Chelsea weren't really doing that.
That is the difference for me as well. I think both teams have had incredible highs over the last 10 years, but Chelsea have had lower lows.
Yeah.
They had, I think, they finished 10th season. Was it 15-16? They finished 10th under Jose Mourinho. Yeah, I mean, they won the league 14-15.
When he got sacked.
And then everything just fell off a cliff. So, and then, the second season of the Conte as well, things were bad. And I can't really remember how they did earlier in the decade. But I think,
City,
what is it in the last 10 years? Is it 3 league titles?
In the last 10 years, 2.
Like two.
16, 17, 14, 15.
Yeah. We won it. We won it 04, 05, 05, 06,
all right,
09, 10, and 14, 15, and then also 16, 17.
Okay, so 2 in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And City have won 4? I think it's 4. Yeah.
4 including this one that they're about to win?
No, I think this will be. I think
I never won it yet.
I mean, that is ridiculous, isn't it? That in 10 years they've won half the league titles in 10 years. That is crazy.
Yeah. I've now convinced myself there's no debate. Man City are definitely number 1.
Yeah, I mean, my original one was going to be Chelsea, Man City. But if one of you would have put Chelsea up there, I was going to, shove them up there as well. Oh, you never know. You never know. We've been since the
stranger things have happened in the podcast.
Abramovich era. We've been incredible.
I mean, that's the only era, isn't it? That is literally a history. Started in the Abramovich era, but sure we move.
We won a title before that.
When?
I don't know when it was, but I think we won.
You weren't alive. So your history.
I'm pretty sure you weren't.
I was alive when we won our first league title. I was born the year. So,
what year was the Invincible one? 04?
04.
I know that.
Yeah. You were 2 years old. You were 2 years old.
But when we won the first one,
you wouldn't even. I was going to say you didn't know how to kick a ball then, but we won't talk about that.
I don't know how to kick a ball now, so joke's on you. Listen, that is our top 4 either way, isn't it? Really, I think we've got that far.
Yeah.
Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea,
Manchester City, and that is the podcast, isn't it?
I don't know how you've managed to get Arsenal in there, Jacob. I
did an absolute
I don't know how.
I have maneuvered it. That is, I've taken a book straight out of Wenger. Make sure they don't notice when some pow hit them.
I don't know how you've managed to weave your way into that. But it is what it is. And what it is you need to go and click that subscribe button.
Absolutely.
That was beautiful. Yeah, go hit that subscribe button and the like button.
Yeah, and then
all the links in the description.
Yeah.
Smash all of them.
Yeah, if you want to listen to it on Spotify, listen to it while in the car, go watch it on there, or listen to it on there,
or
and iTunes. Yeah, all of those. And see you guys next week.
All right,
peace. See ya.